Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. It is still your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today we discuss a 2014 update of a model originally launched in 2011. This is the Patek Philippe Perpetual Calendar Retrograde reference 5496P-014. Still in platinum, it now has what Patek called a honey brown dial, which is fascinating because I never really thought of honey as being brown. But whatever you call it, I call it gorgeous. This is one of my favorite watches of all time. It is also the successor to the 1992 5050, so you can see where it comes from technically and aesthetically. All in platinum, it's 39.5 millimeters in diameter, and this one with solid caseback in place. It also has a display caseback, but it's 11.2 millimeters. Fascinating story, but because it comes with both, there is actually a difference in thickness. I have the solid caseback fitted here. It is 11.2 millimeters. Fit the display caseback, it becomes 11.3. Fun to know, and I also have to say, immensely heavier with the solid case back in place. I'll explain in a moment why you get both and why you might want the solid case back. From lug tip to lug tip, 47.7 millimeters with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now when I throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, the strap is still very fresh and thus very stiff. So it's pulling in my wrist and making it look smaller than it is. This is actually a very easy watch to wear. You can see being flat with a bezel that's almost completely flat. It will slide easily under a cuff, so it's a good dress watch in that regard. Now I wish I could pull the strap a little less tightly, but I have to hold it in place here. As this breaks in, you'll find that the watch is suitable for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, and proportionally it really looks good on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. You know you're looking at a modern platinum Patek Philippe because there is a top Vesselton diamond between the lugs at 6 o'clock. And then we have a strap with medium and large rectangular scale alligator leather. And it's a gloss finish with a medium brown. You've got a folded edge, a monotone stitch, calfskin on the bottom, no crimping, no gouging, a brand new Patek Philippe factory strap. You can see it uses Patek's modern pull tab spring bars, so you can quickly and easily pop the strap out of the case and swap straps to clean deeply between the lugs or to change straps altogether. Calatrava cross, the symbol of the manufacturer. You have it on the buckle, you have it on the crown. This is a matching platinum single fold Patek Philippe branded friction fit clasp. It has a spring-based snap shut system that keeps it shut fairly securely. And again, this is a system that gives you more protection against dropping your watch. If you've ever wondered what's a full clasp for, it creates a loop with the other side of the strap so that even when open, you still have that loop and it's less likely to drop off your wrist accidentally. The case is relatively simple, Calatrava style. We have tapered lugs that are really quite thin when viewed end on, and then Calatrava style, they're blended into the flank without any step or break. Now everything here is high polished. You can see there are little pusher dimples for adjusting the calendar system. And that is how the Perpetual calendar is adjusted. We have a push-down crown. The watch has 30-meter water resistance. The dial is really what led me to fall in love with this model. Now, the original 5496P-014 was a bit sterile. It had a silver dial, silver hands, silver indices, platinum case. If you liked the frigid look, it was for you. But I like warmer, more colorful watches. And so we have this spectacular honey brown metallic sunburst, brushed from the center out. You can see we have polished dimples outboard for reading your minutes and seconds. We have white gold frames for the calendar. We have white gold hands. We have white gold faceted dart style indices. The reason for all that white gold is in time, it will not tarnish or oxidize. It remains crisp and bright. You can also see that the Dauphine hands at center are faceted, so one side is always dark, making for better contrast against the dial base. Now, of course, the 5050 used a calendar system that included aperture day, retrograde date, aperture, leap year phase, and aperture month, with a moon phase down at 6 o'clock, and that's exactly what we have right here. It's an uncommon center second Patek Philippe perpetual calendar, mainly because most of them are based on micro rotors, and those generally include small seconds. But this is a nice look, and a lot of people like to have that big, lively seconds hand. We also have a little slightly downward stepped retrograde track for the date, and you'll note that all of the even dates feature little polished dimples. This is a great looking dial. Now about that solid caseback. Okay, so two ideas here. First, traditionally, a luxury watch at the highest level would come with a solid caseback because the company did not want to short you the precious metal. A disc of platinum is worth a ton of money. A comparably sized sapphire crystal, maybe 20 to 30 Swiss francs. So by not giving you the solid caseback, Patek reasons it would be conning you in a way. Also, traditionally, there was the notion that fine finish was there as a mark of integrity, something that the original creator would put in place and subsequent watchmakers would appreciate. Today, we all love to see our movements, which is why this watch has another caseback that has a sapphire, and we can fit that for you. But a lot of people lose the platinum or gold casebacks that come with these precious metal perpetual calendars. So this is in place so I can show you we have it. And it also makes the watch considerably heavier than if it were a sapphire. The movement inside is based on the 324. Again, it's a center rotor automatic. Most Patek perpetual calendar systems use a small second. Now, while it does not have hacking, most people who know these watches understand that the 324s have a hack, where you can basically stop and then position the seconds hand wherever you want just by applying a little bit of back pressure. So yes, you can synchronize them to a reference time. It's a unidirectional automatic winder with ceramic rotor bearings, or hybrid ceramic. The balls are ceramic, the races are steel. The idea is that unidirectional and ceramic doubles the efficiency. Both of those really contribute to more efficient winding of the 45-hour power reserve. The beat rate is 4 Hertz, 8 beats per second. It has a Patek Philippe free-sprung Gyromax balance adjusted in 6 positions and a Spiromax anti-magnetic silicone hairspring. So it's a very accurate timekeeper, but also fairly shock-tolerant and anti-magnetic. And then, of course, it has the perpetual calendar with retrograde, so you don't need to reset the calendar for irregular length months or leap years. It can do that. You don't need to touch the calendar if it keeps running until the year 2100, and the moon phase can go 122 years in between settings. And then all of this is guaranteed to run no worse than -3 plus 2 seconds per day, 30 meters water resistant. It also has 30 pivot jewels, and it is beautifully decorated. Again, once you see the display case back in place, which we can put in place before delivery, you will agree that the finishing of the caliber 324 is truly outstanding for a series production automatic movement. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.